Hey guys, for today's video, I wanted to talk about the final finishing touches and plans for my room. So, so here's the thing, I went through a lot, and we're ignoring my messy hair, and make sure you turn on the post notifications. So I went through a lot figuring out what I want for my room, partly because when me and my parents and my dog Sam first moved back into this house, we were planning, or my dad told me that I could paint it whatever color, and they had painted it yellow in here because it's a simple color that's easy to paint over, and the original plan was to sell this house, but we ended up not selling it and stuff, and it was a thing. And so, but he said that I could paint it whatever color I wanted, and I like yellow. Yellow's a nice color. For a big majority of my life, yellow was my favorite color, and now it's fuchsia. A pink is a mix of pink and purple. But the closet was painted orange. And the reasoning, there's actually a little story of why orange. And so a really, 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 really long time ago, when I was really, really little, my sister and Bella's sister was living here, and we were getting this room ready for them. At the time I had we had the classroom situation. It looked like a classroom setup slash also where all of my toys were, because I was little and I had toys, because that's a normal thing for kids. And then I had a bed in another room. So basically my parents made the decision of letting me pick the color. Letting me pick the color. The room. And I would get that if it was my room, but it wasn't, and I chose a very, very bold, bright orange. I don't know why. I mean, it looked good, but it was also a very bright, bold orange. Then, and soon later, we redid this room again, and it became my room, and all of that. But the closet is still that same orange, but it looks good, and I like it. I like it a lot. So basically, I went through a lot of thoughts on what I was gonna do with this room, because I kind of liked the colors in here because it's a really light yellow. Well, that's really light and a really nice yellow. And I love that the closet's orange, or the desk area that I don't know if it can forever stay a desk area due to the fact that I love it as a desk area. It feels very open, but it also at the same time doesn't hit you too much. But for now it can stay. It kind of gets you for storage. So it's just gonna be more of not really a desk area, but more of something that can be / storage. Then I went to the idea of painting it teal, because I really like teal. Teal is my second favorite color, and so I went to that idea. And then I went to the idea, this was given to me by my dad. He said I could paint the trim if I wanted. So I wanted to paint the trim a really light yellow. But then my mom said no. She said because it's hard to paint over trim. Like, it's really hard to, like, paint over something and turn it white again and for trim. And at this point, like, I'm 16. Meaning that, like, in a few years, I'm gonna be old enough to, in 2 years, I will be officially considered an adult and stuff. So, like, and different things. So, then, and there was that situation. Then I went to the idea of painting it pink, but then after some more thought on that, I liked the idea, and I was going for like a fuchsia pink, so like a pinkish purple kind. I liked the idea, but I realized it's not the smartest. Because it's not the smartest in my case, because I have so much stuff in here that, like, I don't want it to clash too much, because I have a lot of, like, pink things and a lot of, like, some purple things, and it just kind of didn't seem like the greatest anymore. So then I finally landed on an idea. I thought of another idea, and it was actually a really cool idea, but then I realized it also, like, I came up with a better idea. So my fifth idea was to get a bunch of, like, just normal bottle paints, a bunch of different colors, and paint a rainbow on my wall. Make it a rainbow. But I landed on an idea that I'm probably going to do either tomorrow or the next day soon. And it's like a really cool idea. I gotta get something to explain the idea. So let me grab that. Okay. Hello. So I have a bunch of, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 things of, like, JoJo or just Siwa washi tape. So that's the kind of like washi tape. And so that gave me the most things. Like, there's one section on my wall, and when I first created it, I wanted it to be like cute and like I filled with just like photos of like my dance teachers and different things, but like it ended up just, it doesn't look good. It literally just looks like a mess. A somewhat cute mess, but definitely a mess. So my final idea, which is what I'm gonna do very soon, I think I'm doing it tomorrow, and it will be like the big thing for my room, is I'm gonna use all of these washi tapes and make my own little like Siwa rainbow. And then some like fun little designs. I don't know if I'm going to do a rainbow yet or if I'm just going to do a giant star. Because I kind of feel like, I just don't know yet. But I'm going to like use these things, and these are very, very cute. We got this one, which is like a bunch of little like ice creams with bows. We got some bows. got some JoJo's. We got some hearts and like, I don't fully know, but just cuteness. And then we got some Bobos. And I'm just gonna like make a design. And the best part is, since this is a washi tape which is made so you can actually design a bunch of stuff and stuff, it's gonna turn out really cool. And it's the sort of thing that later in life, if something happens and, well, eventually one day I'm gonna end up living on my own. That's like the thing. If one day in life I'm very far or somewhat far down the line, we don't know how far, we just know at least like 4 years probably. But this is gonna be like, so if my parents do decide to come in and like turn this room into something else, that they can peel this off very easily and turn it to whatever they want. And if they decide like to keep it, like, great. So that's fun. And here's the thing, is that fun fact about me is that I basically do not like school. I'm like so many kids out there that I just get bored with school, and I'm homeschooled, so I don't get like the fun, like the perks that some people find fun about school, like the after school activities and like making friends. That I don't get. Oh, school dances, like none of that but it's actually fun because of the fact that, because it does have its perks, and one is that I'm actually using my time for something that's actually really gonna get me somewhere in the future, or I'm becoming a pop star. So like, it's that I may not get the fun things about school, but I get the chance to train and work really hard to become a pop star. And that sounds 1,000 times more fun to me. So, but one thing that I do like, this is something that my dad does, and since reading is something that like I choose not to do. I never, I'm the type where I find no fun or no interest in it if it's reading a book or reading something that has nothing to do with an Instagram caption, a TikTok caption, or a title of a YouTube video. Or like a text message. Or if it's in the chat from dance. Other than that, reading and me, we're not like best pals. Like, so something that my dad does because of that, he does something smart. Or is he trying to find, like, so we separate in school, like different sections, and one category is like reading and learning something, and then we have just plain reading, which is just to make sure I know how to read and stuff, even though I know how to keep that skill in my mind. And so for that, that's a little more fun because it doesn't mean we have to read something in educational. You can read anything, because educational reading is a different part, and that usually comes with questions afterwards. So he tried to get books and stuff that might somewhat interest me. And the thing was, we realized we gone through JoJo a couple of times, quite a few times, because it's the thing that keeps me interested in reading the most. And we at one point a couple of times read a JoJo magazine. Well, it's not a JoJo magazine, but it's a magazine that had JoJo in it. And so like, we read that a couple of times, and we went, like, right now, we don't really have much that, like, keeps me interested, or even the slightest. So, Liana Ramirez, which is Jensen Ramirez, he is in the squad. She had a 5-star rated book on Amazon, and it's Emmy nominated, so that's incredible. And so we ordered it today for school. So it's called The Secrets Within Me by Liana Ramirez. And it's a great little book. And so, I don't know if it's great or not because I haven't read it yet, but that's going to be something to keep school a little bit more fun. Now, here's the thing, is from what we're getting from it, we're not sure if it's the sort of thing that, like, is up my alley, because I don't usually go for movies and stuff like that, but it also seems like maybe it's just enough to make me not completely bored out of my mind and have somewhat interest. So you can get it on Amazon. It's on for like $14. Highly recommend, I think. I don't know yet. Right. No, right now. Tonight is going to be a hard night of dance due to it's a late night. It's a late night of dance. It's like 90 minutes from 6:45, and I don't know. There's like, sometimes I think about it, and I'm like thankful for my time zone. And I say this because so many times I'll like get on there and then find out that like for someone it's like midnight when dance starts, and then it ends at like 4 in the morning or something, and I'm like, I'm thankful for my time zone for making it not that bad, even though my time zone, yes, causes it to be a little bit later in the evening sometimes, but I also like that, but like nowhere near as bad. And I look back, and at one point in dance, and they had it like where it was a 10:30 like night when it ended, and for dance at one point, and I literally never made it. Like, I made it through the whole thing a couple of times. Like, and I'm like, I thought my 10:30 was bad. And now I'm like, turns out my 10:30 was a rare piece of gold. But luckily that's not the case for me anymore, so, unlike the time zone. But yeah, so I'm like, here's my thing, and I felt bad because 2 of my dance friends, for them, like whatever time dance is for me, in which is usually like in the evening or like, so like my Monday class starts at like 4:30, and for them it's 4:30 in the morning. And then it's like different like classes, it's like whatever time is here, it's like that in the morning. And like, and now I'm like for them, and tonight's class must be like the best night of class for them, because for them it's gonna be at like 6:45 in the morning. Actually not true, because they do have a beginner ballet class, and I don't know if they do that, but that's even worse. Like, and I'm like, and Abby said something to us about this, because someone complained, or didn't really complain, but someone said, and like last week, that our Monday classes for them starts at midnight, and she literally told them, she went like, this is good training, because if you go on tour, what if you end up going on tour and have to work until after midnight. And so I look at it as a good thing. And it's like a good way of like practice. So like now, so pretty soon there will be a room tour video. I don't know when, because I do need to finish doing the finishing touches. Also, I started coloring my butterfly yesterday. So at Norla Airplane. So one of the gifts that I got for Christmas is from Santa. Thank you, Santa. Was a butterfly. So it's like a felt butterfly that you get to color in, and I started working on it yesterday. So that's just fun. But peace out for now. Tomorrow, I don't know if you're going to get a video or not. We'll see. Like, I'm like not forcing myself anymore. I'm like not forcing to like say no, I'm not filming on certain, but I'm also not forcing to be like, I try to get at least 6 videos up a week. But even that's a lot. But it's also a lot of fun. So like it's kind of well worth it.